Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. We're sad to report another great loss in the rock community today. We're not finishing out 2023 on a good note. We've had a bunch of them over the last couple of days. And today we found out that we lost the great Denny Laine, of course, famous for being one of the founding members of the Moody Blues, as well as a longtime member of Paul McCartney and Wings. Born Brian Frederick Hines in Tynesley, Birmingham, England, on October 29, 1944, he leaves us on December 5th, 2023 at the age of 79. Apparently he had all sorts of lung complications, and he leaves us, like I said, at age 79. Of course, great songwriter, singer, guitar player, bass player, keyboard player, harmonica player. He was kind of a jack of all trades. Got his start in the early days of the Moody Blues, was a member of the band from 64 to 66. Of course, left prior to the Days of Future Past album. He was a part of the early incarnation of the band when they were more of kind of like a pop and kind of like R&B band, right before they decided to venture into symphonic rock and psychedelia. He penned and sang the early hit Go Now, which he also reprised and sang with the Wings band on tour quite a bit over the years. But was a member, like I said, of Wings early on, right after Paul left the Beatles and did his first solo album, worked with his wife Linda, and then appeared on the Wings Wildlife album. In fact, there he is all the way at the end of the log or the fallen tree there. And he would co-write, write, and sing on a handful of tracks, but more importantly, just a very important cog in the machine in Wings. Again, doing whatever needs to be done. Lead vocals, backing vocals, co-writing songs, playing some guitar, playing some keyboards, harmonica, bass. Basically, whatever it is that was needed, he would help out. So, of course, they had some notable tracks that he did on his own within the band. Of course, the Red Rose Speedway album he's on as well. Band on the Run, there he is down at the bottom. He seems to like being all the way over on the left-hand side on these albums. But like several really, really strong songs from the Wings catalog, like Time to Hide, Again and Again and Again, Picasso's Last Words, Spirits of Ancient Egypt, excellent song. I Lie Around, Note You Never Wrote, Venus and Mars, another great album. And then, of course, The Speed of Sound, which had some very, very notable Wings tracks that, of course, he didn't write, but he appears on all these albums. He's part of this whole band. Let Him In, She's My Baby is on here, Beware My Love, Silly Love Songs, Time to Hide is on this one. Great stuff. I think for me, you really get to hear Wings as a band on the Wings Over America album. And I do want to kind of take you through here. So, of course, there's Jimmy McCullough, Paul and Linda. And there's Paul on the horn section. There you got Paul and Linda and Joe English. Here we got Joe English, Jimmy. There's Denny on the double neck guitar, 12-string and the regular 6-string. His vocals are excellent on the songs he sings on Wings Over America and on here. You've got, let's see, Spirits of Ancient Egypt is on here. He sings, let's see, Picasso's Last Words. Richard Corey, he sings on here as well. I'm pretty sure he sings that, if I remember correctly. And then over on the second disc, he sings Go Now, of course. Time to Hide, he sings as well. But his backing vocals are all over this as well. And what's great about the Wings band is like they all of them pretty much played every instrument. So on some songs you would have Denny on guitar, along with Jimmy on guitar, Paul on bass. Sometimes you would have Denny go over to bass. Sometimes you would have Jimmy go over to bass. Sometimes Denny would go over to piano or keyboard. So they just kind of like kept trading off. He would do harmonica, play the double neck, like you said, do some 12-string and things like that. Then you've got, for the London Town album, we're actually back to pretty much the trio of the McCartneys and Denny Laine once again. Here you have some great stuff like Backwards Traveler, the title track London Town, I've Had Enough is a really great song. Famous Groupies is absolutely spectacular. Morse Moose and the Grace Goose, very, very cool song. Got the bonus track on here, Mulligan Tire, of course. But London Town, much, I I always thought that was much, much more of a pop album compared to some of the earlier rock stuff. And then, of course, Back to the Egg, which is basically the last album with the Wings group. There's Denny looking all sorts of late 70s, got the beard going on, playing the Les Paul, right? And here you get some, rockers on this album. I actually like this album quite a bit. Again and Again and Again is his signature track on here. And I'm not sure if he co-wrote any of the other stuff on here, but a great album nonetheless. So since the Wings time, he basically went solo, and let's see. So solo album. So he actually has quite a few solo albums. So he's got Laine from 1973, Holidays from 77, Japanese Tears from 80. So that basically is the album right after the breakup of Wings. Anyone Can Fly from 82, Hometown Girls from 85, Wings on My Feet, 87, Lonely Road and Master Suite, both released in 88, All I Want Is Freedom, 90, Reborn, 96, Wings at the Sound of Denny Laine, also 96, and the last solo album from him would be 2008's The Blue Musician. I actually got a chance to meet Denny Laine at I guess it was a Chiller Theater conference, trade show, whatever you want to call those things. Mainly a horror sci-fi type thing, but a lot of rock musicians would go and get tables and sign merchandise, and I actually got to meet him. Oh geez, it's got to be at least 10 years ago, thereacabouts, in New Jersey, I believe it was in East Rutherford, New Jersey. He was there for a couple of days. What else? Guest appearances. He recorded with George Harrison. He recorded with Lawrence Juber. He also appeared on a couple of early Paul McCartney solo albums, Tug of War and Pipes of Peace. Also appeared with Linda McCartney, Eddie Hardin. What else? Various Ginger Baker's Air Force. He was on Air Force, Ginger Baker's Air Force, and Air Force 2. I mentioned all the Wings albums. And yeah, so a really good career. Unfortunately, we haven't heard a lot from him in more recent times. But sadly, we have to hear about him now when he passes and he's no longer with us. So, yeah, Denny Laine, a big part of my childhood, certainly, because I grew up a Paul McCartney and Wings fan, and I always appreciated Denny's contributions to that band, and I thought he was a very important member of the band that maybe didn't get enough credit for all he brought to Wings. But just basically Paul's right-hand man, the guy who would do anything for that band, and it's sad we lose him. But at 79 years old, I think he lived a pretty full life, I think. So Denny Laine, Brian Frederick Hines leaves us at the age of 79 on December 5th, 2023. Go and listen if you're a Denny Laine solo fan. Pull out some of those solo albums. If you're more of a Wings fan, as I am, time to go listen to some of those classic Wings albums and appreciate the great musicianship, songwriting, and vocal work of Denny Laine. So Denny, rest in peace. Thanks for watching, everybody. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. All together, all the damn time. It's all about Denny Laine today. Thanks for watching, everybody. I am Pete Pardo. Take care. Bye-bye.